Israel, Israel. Who's the power? Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai's the power. Yeah. Who's the power? Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai's the power. Yeah. I'm chilling up in the kingdom, chilling with Yahweh Shai and all the brothers and the sisters, cooling out, having fun, drinking yayan with Yahweh Shai up in the kingdom, yeah. Who are we? Israel! That who are we? Israel! Can't hear you! Israel, Israel. Who's the power? Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai's the power, yeah. Who's the power? Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai's the power.
Welcome to class this Sabbath once again with the Israelite School of Biblical History and Practical Knowledge. Everybody share the link. Like, share, subscribe, hit the bell, all that good stuff. We're going to do our little announcements, get into class. Let's see. All right, for the new people that don't know about us, we do have classes in a few different areas. She's going to go ahead and put that up there. Did y'all do the new sign yet for the Rochester? Okay, somebody needs to do that. So if you want to check out our class locations, they're up here. Class times are up here also. Look out for Rochester. We're going to be going live over there soon. Because originally Rochester was supposed to go live one of the days. Right. They were supposed to go Wednesday. Houston was supposed to go one day.
They go Saturday and we do Friday.
Right. So that's how we were going to do it as far as our live. So look out for that. We're going to get that rolling. We're actually going to be on our way out to Rochester to help brothers start fixing up and building that school out there this weekend. All right, so we're not going to have Sabbath morning class out here because we're going to be out there trying to break down a few walls, help as much as we can out there. So, Baruch, how about you, Malachi, for that? Please check out the Blog Talk Radio, Mashaba's Blog Talk Radio. I think he's still on there doing that. And if not, there's a lot of old videos, Blog Talk Radios on there. You can check that out, support that way. I know most of y'all already know this, but for the new people that don't know, this is how all the tools we use to get out the truth, right? And then we also have the 5 Minutes of Wisdom. We got the Hidden Truth Bible Show. We got to get back on the Israelite media. 5 Minutes of Wisdom. You can put that up there. There you go. You got it. You can support those. Y'all check those things out, man. I always say it's just another venue or avenue for us to get out the truth. All right? Any way we can, we try to make it easy for the brothers and sisters that don't have the knowledge, that don't have the truth. Doing our job, doing our part. All right, so Passover is coming up. Passover's coming up. How did that go with the signing up and everybody going on and letting everybody know about that?
I don't think everybody signed up, but I have to check the sign now.
Okay. Well, once again, for the brothers and sisters in the school that are part of the school that are going to get garments, you need to go on there, sign up. You don't have to have the money as of like right now, but we are collecting, right? Okay, to start to get the money in because the garments need to start being worked on. So, gotta get on top of that. All right, so Passover. That's right around the corner. That's gonna fly. That's gonna come by quick. Hopefully it doesn't. You know what I mean? Hopefully the Most High just destroys America. Get it over with. You know what I mean? We get the hell out of here.
Right.
The Passover's in the kingdom. Like, hopefully it doesn't. But, just in case. Alright, Passover. I gotta say this. We need help with the Passover. Alright? So for y'all that can help with the location, with the land. Alright? If you can put in. So, can't forget that. If y'all can put in for the Passover. We're going to ask brothers and sisters from here, from our schools too, when they get taxes, to drop alms also to help out on the Passover location, the Passover food. All right? Passover, what is this? Okay, so Israel where is officially on pause, right?
I don't know, are we?
Right. I mean, really.
We don't really need to be until after we get the money.
We actively take notice as of human.
I mean, the thing is this, that you got people on the outside that are ordering things.
Yeah.
Usually, brothers and sisters in here, brothers get the unity garments. Like, how many people you get from our schools that literally hit up and say, hey, I want this order?
From other schools?
No, from our school.
Our school?
Yeah.
Not too often.
Not too
Not
often,
as
right?
often as other schools.
Because we got the camp.
Yeah.
We got the camp garments, and then we also have the subscriptions that they get every month. So that kind of facilitates some of that. Lamb this year. Yeah, Sister Mrs. Dorothy. Yes, ma'am. Well, once again, this is not a pistol to y'all head, but if you got to help, right? Remember, if you don't have it, don't trip out. Still come to the Passover. If that's what it's about. Gathering, unity, the brotherhood, following the commandments. Above all, Israel, where Hebrew Academy, you brothers that want to partake in that, you can get a hold of us to be part of Hebrew Academy, all right? If you want to get a hold of me, if you want to get a hold of Chaazaqya, our number's up there, and you can call for counsel, questions. Y'all should know by now, we've been at the service of Israel consistently doing that. So, and then the alms, if you want to drop alms. The water to everybody that does drop alms and helps out, and is consistent with that gets the bills paid, that gets the lights paid, little things here and there. We're finna be opening up Rochester. That's gonna help out with that. All right, so questions. We're gonna start out with, does anybody have any questions? Well, I should say, Nas, you got question where at?
Ezekiel chapter 17, verse 1 through 3.
Right. And if there's any questions that I said I would get back to y'all on and I haven't, just let me know and I'll get back to y'all on it. I do forget. So Ezekiel 17, go ahead.
Ezekiel chapter 17, verse 1.
And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, put forth a riddle, and speak a parable unto the house of Israel. And say, Thus saith the Lord God, a great eagle with great wings, long-winged, full of feathers, which have divers colors, came unto Lebanon, and took the highest branch of the cedar. That's 1 to 3. Keep going.
Yeah. Keep going.
So, is your question over the whole chapter?
I was more curious to what the parable was identifying.
I'm gonna have to go through it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go through it and then we'll go over the whole chapter for you, as opposed to just a little bit, right? Let's go over the whole thing. I mean, I like doing it like that to switch it up. You know what I mean? So classes can be different. You know what I mean? We go into a lot of spiritual classes, so this would be good to go over the actual entirety of it.
Yeah.
All right? Yeah, so I'll do that next week. I'll put that on my list. All right, any other questions? Smaller, quicker? Anybody got anything y'all want to touch on? Live? Okay, all right. Anything online? Okay, we'll wait a second. The brother, we do have a question, another question, but I wanted to see if anybody had anything quicker. So we had a question about the talents. We had a question about talents. So if nobody got anything else quick online, we're going to touch on the talents. Can we go over identifying talents? Some of us don't recognize what our talents are, and some may be able to point out others' strengths. So, when we talk about this question about talents, the first thing that came to mind is, before we get to the talent, or before we can identify the talents, we have to first develop and know how to develop talents. Because we can't even get to this point about, oh, this is your talent, if brothers and sisters don't understand how to get those talents. A lot of people think that the talent, you're going to come in and then somebody's going to touch you and say, you know, like church. Oh, you know what, brother, you endowed with, you got this talent. It doesn't work like that. All right? Just to be straight out answering this question. When it comes to talents, it doesn't, you're not going to come in and somebody's going to just right off the bat tell you, oh, this is your talent. Why? Let me show you something. Because this is a good question about talents, but we got to figure out how to get to those talents. Go to and I'll repeat the question again. Go to 1 Thessalonians 5 and 12. So the question is about talents. All right? Can you go over identifying talents? Some of us don't recognize what our talents are, and some may be able to point out other strengths. So, once again, the misconception is that everybody is already given something and somebody's going to point it out or somebody's just going to recognize it. Talents are developed. right? All the gifts and the things that the Most High is giving you now is going to be developed over time. So let's get that straight out in the open. A lot of people think that it's like this magical thing, right? Nah, all the talents I've acquired over time was developed through studying, through learning, through adhering, right? And we're going to touch on some of those things. But read that 1 Thessalonians 5 and 12.
1 Thessalonians Chapter 5, verse 12.
Go ahead.
And we beseech you, brethren, to know them which labor among you.
So this is how you know, like, you can't tell somebody, hey, you're good at this. You know what I mean? Or, this is your gift. This is your talent. Unless you know them. Right? So it's a process that has to happen when brothers and sisters come into knowledge. Right? You see that a lot of times, man, from bad actors. And I mean, cats that are really not locked in is that, they start blurting out names. Oh, brother, you're this, you're that. But you don't know this brother yet. You know what I mean? That's why you get weird names, weird Hebrew names that really don't adopt to the person that it is. Right? Because all they're doing is just, man, our people, man, Israelites like to do things for show. They're like, they do a lot of things for acting. You know what I mean? And you see that a lot of times. If we really want to know somebody, you got to be around them. You really want to garner or gain things in the spirit, it takes time. You ain't coming in and then bing, the twinkling in our eye. Nah, Yahweh Shai is going to do that at the end. Right now, it's about work, right? And that's how we start to get to know people among us, through the work, right? We're going to talk about that. Read that one more time.
1 Thessalonians Chapter 5, verse 12.
Go ahead.
And we beseech you, brethren,
right,
to know them which labor among you.
Right. See, we got to know them that labor among you. You got to know us that labor among you. You hear me talk about it a lot, right? You come in, you're skeptic, you're hearing the word, you're hearing the wisdom, right? But at the same time, you're looking at brothers' actions, sisters' actions, right? You're proving us, we're proving you, right? And then after a certain time, works will speak. Do they not? Right, because actions speak louder than words, right? See, it's not all about what is being said, it's what is being done, right? And then after a certain time, you look at us and say, okay, I see these cats are consistent. When I call, they're there. When I need counsel, they're there. Well, we're doing the same thing to y'all. When we call, are they there? Right? Are they consistent? Are they sincere in doing the work? So we're looking at each other in all these aspects, and we can attribute, right, a characteristic to each other based on works, right? So it ain't just, nobody's just going to come in and, I wish it was like that, right? You come in and then all of a sudden you look at the priest and be like, man, that's a godly man. Nah, a lot of people don't know our works. They think we're like every average Joe that just on the internet, you know what I mean? That's just about being seen or for clicks. They don't know. Some of us been in the truth over 30 some years. Huh? A lot of people don't know that your works, right? So you got to learn those things, So we get it. There's brothers, new people going to come in, right? They're not going to know these things about us. Why? Because they're looking online and seeing certain things. They don't know. Actually, we opened up the book and studied. We didn't learn from YouTube. Right? You see that? So, but what does that take? It takes time. Brothers and sisters coming to class. You watching us, we watching you. It has to be like that. To know them that labor among you. Go ahead.
To know them which labor among you,
right,
and are over you in the Lord.
right, and are over you in the Lord. So go from there. Go to 2 Timothy's. 2 Timothy's 2 verse 5. So let's get into the topic. All right, that scripture, you don't have to add that to the topic. I just wanted to point that scripture out because it's a process that has to happen, right? Before we can talk about the talents or the things and gifts that you want to see in yourself or in other people, there's a process that has to happen. 2 Timothy 2 verse 5. Go ahead.
2 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 5.
Yeah.
And if a man also strive for mastery.
Right, because that's what you're coming in to do. See? But we already got key words in here that tells us it ain't just going to be a twinkle. The word is strive. What does that mean? Give me the definition of strive. Somebody can do it quick. See, we're striving for masteries. Because if you were just going to be a master just because you learned Yahweh Shai was dark-skinned, right? Or just because you read Deuteronomy 28, then we wouldn't need anything else, right? We wouldn't need brothers to clean up their act out there in the street and to put the difference between a standard, right? But as you see, that ain't the case. There's a lot of people that got the Bible that know they're Hebrews, but the standard ain't up to par. How they carry themselves, how they conduct themselves, right? Out there in the street, they're bad examples, right? Why? Because a lot of them haven't what? Strived. A lot of them haven't strived for masteries. They anointed themselves masters, but didn't strive lawfully, right? So what do you got for strive?
Strive.
If somebody could give me some tea or water, go ahead.
Strive. Make great efforts to achieve or obtain something.
I'll take some. I don't want to take your water, sis. Yeah. Go ahead. Say it again.
Make great efforts to achieve or obtain something.
Right. You see that? So we're talking about talents, but I'm like, okay, I could go straight to Matthew 25 and talk about these talents, but let's talk about what we got to do to get there. Everybody, you're not going to get the blessings and the gifts unless you strive and make great efforts. You see, you got to learn the principles of the doctrine. And that's what's going to get you to this point to where you can be a master. But that's like in everything we do. There you go. Ginger, turmeric. See? What the hell? What is that? Yeah. You understand that? So, read it one more time.
2 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 5. And if a man also strive for masteries, yet is he not crowned, except he strive lawfully.
Is he not crowned? Meaning that we want to be great on every level or every tier, right? But we got to strive for those tiers. Whether you're a woman and you want to start out with what? Your husband's telling you be humble. That could be a whole ladder way for you, right? It could be a whole ladder way. I pointed up because it reminds me of the ladders we put up in here to get to the roof. It's like you could be humility, but that's all the way for you. That's a lot of steps you got to go through to be crowned, to say, okay, now I'm working on my humility, right? But there's got to be a fighting and a striving and a consciousness, right, to get to that level. Same thing with the husbands. Any level you want to get to, whether you need to be a better husband, you need to have more discipline, right? You want those gifts. You gotta what? Strive to get there. You gotta fight to get there. And a lot of people want to skip this part. You know what I mean? They just want what? I want to shoot beams out my eyes. You know what I mean? I want to fly. Right? That's what catches Israel, right? You're going to beat 144,000. Every white person is going to lick the bottom of your feet. Only did they know that ain't going to happen. Most of you niggas are going to be what? Following orders. Most of us is going to be following orders. That ain't going to be what? You getting your toes licked. Why? Because you don't want to do the things to master, to get to that 144,000. There's only 144,000, y'all. Stop acting like that's every Israelite. 144,000 is a chosen elite. You think that's going to be for the ones that don't want to show up, don't want to study, right? Just because you see them on the street speaking, that don't make you 144,000. That don't make you that standard unless you start living it, being it. Y'all see this? So, and I'm not even including myself. It's a high level of work, dedication, love, commitment, sacrifice. So, before we get to these gifts and all the things that you do want to be, let's start at the basic level. Could you show up on time? Let's start with that. How's your communication? Right? And whoever tells me that that's not necessary, well, then we can go to the Bible and talk about it. Because all these things are necessary based on being a priest, based on all the gifts we're going to talk about, the talents we're going to talk about. Those are just some basics that you need. So we're at 2 Timothy 2 verse 5, and we're going to read 2 verse 5 and 6 again. And we're talking about the question about talents, gifts, and what it's going to take for us to get there to these certain talents and gifts and things, for things to be revealed in you, to be able to say, oh man, Nas is, bro, he's good at whoop-de-whoop. He's good at this. You know what I mean? Jaquan, man, he's, bro, this is your thing. Know them that labor among you. How are we going to know that if you're not around? So you got to be around. You see that? Just like to know me, I got to be around. You know what I mean? Or else you won't know me, right? All right, go ahead.
From the top?
Yeah, from the top, real quick, since they came in.
2 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 5. And if a man also strive for masteries,
right,
yet is he not crowned, except he strive lawfully.
So you see the key points in here? Striving and crowned, right? You're not crowned unless you strive correctly, right? We're all trying to be these masters, yeah.
Here's a question.
What's that?
Are talent and purpose one and the same?
Are talents and what?
Purpose one and the same.
It should be. It should be, and that's what we're talking about right now. It should be, because I want these talents, right? But how do I get to this point to achieve these talents? Right? So I'm not sure if you just clicked on, but yeah, this is the whole point I'm trying to make, is that it's not something that you already always had. A lot of times it's things that need to be developed, right? Strengthened, revealed within you. And you would never know unless you start at the bottom and work, right? And mold these things inside of you. So I think based on your question, we're saying the exact same thing, right? Go ahead.
The husbandman that laboreth must be...
The husbandman or woman that laboreth. So what is the Bible telling us? What is that? What is the Bible telling us? It's work. You see that? If we want these things, we got to work. We got to strive. We got to fight. Stop the righteousness. If it was just that easy, then you wouldn't need a priest, a prophet, a teacher to tell you what. This is what you need to do. You would have woke up and said, you know what, I'm holy. I'm pure now. No. Most of the times you got to work at patience. Right? They say patience is a virtue. Yeah, it is a virtue. But everybody can have patience. Right? The Most High said, if you want wisdom, he said, ask. He gives it liberally. So everything can be given to you as a Hebrew, Israelite man or woman. But you gotta what? Strive for it. Fight for it. Go ahead.
The husbandman that laboreth must be first partakers of the fruits.
Right? So I want to be crowned. I want to be the best at counseling. Right? I want to be the best at counseling. Well, show me anybody in here coming in the truth who's the best at counseling. There's no way. You got to come in and learn that. Counseling, you don't even want to talk to nobody. You talk about counsel, I don't, nah. So, like, even that, and I just threw that randomly out there, right? But the truth is that you got to learn how to communicate first. But, we can keep doing this. If you want to pick something, well, then, where's my talent then? We're going to find out. We got to get you there. Keep coming around. Keep fighting. Keep striving. Keep partaking in the work, in the husbandry, right? Remember, this is a spiritual husbandry, a spiritual work, right? And then the more you're going to be revealed for the things you're best at, right? But if I would go through a list right now and say, man, are you good at patience? You good at kindness? You good at gentleness? How's your communication? I can go through 15 things and you probably can go and say, all of them, you're going to probably be like, yeah, I need to get better at all those, right? See, because it's not that it's not obtainable, it's that everything takes work and development for you to get there. You're going to read 6 and then we're going to jump. Go ahead.
The husbandman that laboreth must be first partakers of the fruits.
Right. So you first got to partake in these things, whatever it is, and develop it to get to the next level, to be crowned. So when we look at this crown thing, don't just look at it as the end, the kingdom, we're being crowned. Remember, you're always being crowned on every level. Conquering, right? Getting chips to take you to the next level, to bring you to the ultimate, the end, right? Proverbs 13 and 20. So what does it take? What does it take? Read that, Proverbs 13 and 20.
Proverbs chapter 13, verse 20.
Go ahead.
He that walketh with wise men shall be wise.
So what does it take to gain these attributes? Huh? It takes you walking and being what? Shown, taught, learning. He that walketh with wise men shall be wise. Now check it out, read.
But a companion of fools shall be destroyed.
Right, because if you were going to achieve this in the world, then you wouldn't need the truth. Right? Because whoever you were walking with, they didn't give you wisdom. Even the question on getting these talents and gifts, certain gifts. Why are you asking that question? Why?
Reading the parable,
Right?
you know how I believe it was one of the servants hid the talents.
Right. Right. So you were studying, right? But something else sparked your mind, like you want to achieve.
Right. I don't want like if I had a talent, I don't
Right.
want to sit on it.
You don't want to squander it.
And be taken away. And
Right. Right. So think about it. Did that even come to your mind in the world?
No.
Nah. So what is the truth doing? Why are you thinking on that level now? Because you're walking with wise men. You're walking with the Most High. You're walking with the knowledge. You're around people that nudge you, that push you. You see? So the talents ain't just, oh, you know what? You wake up and man, I'm good at math. You know what I mean? Those kids, those whiz kids, they did what at a young age? Study. You know what I mean? All the kids that know how to play piano at 5 years old, that's because their parents did what? Trained up a child when they were kids. Go look at all the basketball players. All of a sudden you see all the children of these basketball players. The number 2 this, number 2 that, number 2 that, right? And it's like, whoa, how did they become so skilled? They put them in basketball camps at a young age. Right. It wasn't that they were born with the skill. Right? When you look at LeVar Ball and his 3 sons, it wasn't that they were just born. He was a mediocre cat. Did he play ball? Did LeVar Ball? Was he football or basketball? He played basketball, right? Well, come on. Do you even know LeVar? No. So how did his kids get there? Study. They strived. They worked. They had to partake in these things, right? They had to be around people that were going to nourish these qualities. And that's what we're going to see through the scriptures, is that all these wise men became more wise being around wise men, being around wise women. You see, this is why the knowledge tells you, be not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. Because people in the world, they're not going to nourish and tell you, man, keep studying, man. Keep in the book, right? I mean? Yeah, sis, you know what? Keep locking in the spirit, man. You know what? Your sowing is getting better. Keep sowing that line. It's going to get better. Right? They're not going to tell you that. Well, men of wisdom, women of wisdom, men of the cloth are going to do what? Push you to build and strengthen these gifts. You see? That's how it's done. It's not rocket science. Anybody can be sharp. You want to be sharp like me and be able to go through the scriptures? Well, you're dealing with a DF student. You're dealing with a DF student. I hated math. I hated reading. I hated science. I hated school. My teachers called me ugly and dumb. You know what I mean? Right? I'm just being real. The truth made me. The brothers, the men pushed me to be great, to push me to fight, to keep moving forward. I got in Hebrew Academy and they pushed me. Huh? They busted me down and made me keep striving for greatness. They made me look at the good qualities in myself. But because I was around the right people. You see that? So this is how these things come. Read that one more time in Proverbs.
Proverbs chapter 13, verse 20.
Uh-huh.
He that walketh with wise men shall be wise.
Right.
But a companion of fools shall be destroyed.
Right. Because I know you're like, well, if a man strive for masteries, yet he is not crowned as if he strive lawfully. Well, we're going to touch on it. But how did Elisha strive? How did Paul, Peter, how did they strive? Huh? They had to walk with wise men. They had to walk amongst the apostles. Right? Titus, Timothy. Right? Every time you read about them, who were they walking with? Paul. They were walking with wise men, wise people that were going to push them to be great. Right? I mean, they tell you that in the rappers, the producers. Like, don't surround yourself with doubtful people. You know what I mean? People that are not motivated. Right? They even tell you that. So don't act like this is strange, that in order for you to get crowned, you need to be around godly people to push you towards the crown. Right? It's not weird, is it? No, right? Go to Proverbs 2 and 20.
Proverbs chapter 2, verse 20.
Go ahead.
That thou mayest walk in the way of good men.
Yeah, that's what we're supposed to be doing. Getting the knowledge so we can walk with good men. Because it's the same thing that's going to happen to you. Right? As you're increasing in the knowledge and you're growing and learning about yourself, what are you doing to your rib? You're doing the same thing, right? You're now showing her the mirror that you were shown, and now she's looking at herself and cleaning herself up like, oh, whoa. So this is what you're using? Yes. This is the standard. See, but how is she doing that? She didn't do it by herself. She didn't make herself. You're making her in the spirit because the Most High is making you. And then you guys make the kids. You see that? This is the process that we all use to become greater and greater and greater. So that's why we got to be around the right people. You see, because they're going to keep pushing you. See, it's a dilemma there, though. A lot of brothers and sisters, the sensitivity of pushing and self-will, it's a balance. Because I can't just shove you. Because you're going to be like, what's up? Like, oh. Like, bruh, what's up with that? Right? We can't do that. But as a brother, we do want to what? Nudge you, right? You see? So that's because your free will has to be there. You have to want to do it. Because if not, then you're going to look back and say, well, man, you made me do this, right? You see that? So the free will, plus your brother or your sister there pushing you to strive for these masteries, man, to get to the next level. So this is what this is about. Go ahead, read that one more time. Somebody else give me Psalms 119 and 63.
Proverbs chapter 2, verse 20.
Uh-huh.
That thou mayest walk in the way of good men.
Right.
And keep the paths of the righteous.
You see that? That's what this is about. I want to get to the next level. I want to keep the paths of the Most High. Well, you got to be around the right people. Right? You got to be around the right people. Get yourself out of that mind that you can do it alone. You know what I mean? A brother told me, yeah, it's me and the Most High. Brother, the Most High has always been there. So how come you didn't achieve greatness then? How come you didn't know? Don't be slothful. Don't be lazy. Study. Get offline. You know what I mean? Get off social media. How come you didn't know that? Because you needed a brother or a sister there to do what? AI. You're not paying attention to yourself. You're striving for masteries, but look at what you're giving yourself over to the flesh. You're giving over yourself to carnal things. And every class is a reminder of that, right? You come in and you what? You're being reminded of what has to be the goal and the vision. Right? Everybody wants to be great, but you're not going to be great if you're not constantly pushing yourself forward. Right? This is what this is about, man. Read that. Where are we at? Psalms 119 and 63.
Psalms chapter 119, verse 63.
Go ahead.
I am a companion of all them that fear thee.
You hear that? I am a companion of them that fear thee. That's who I'm around. Right? I'm around brothers and sisters that's going to keep pushing me. Not the ones that if I slip, you know what I mean, they're just going to agree with me. The head nods. The girl, you do what you feel. Right? You know, bruh, you know, hey, I trust your judgment. Nah, you going to give me some real wisdom, some knowledge of the Most High that's going to guide me correctly. Right? When you doubt, You need somebody there to keep pushing you forward so you can deal with strength, real strength. Right? Not just fortune cookie saying like, man, you got to get your paper. Like, what does that got to do with it? You know what I mean, man? Sometimes you got to do you. Right? Y'all know the sayings, like random nothingness that's going to lead you into a nothing mind. That's why I said, what is the ultimate goal? The crown, right? Yeah, but before we get there, before we get to the crown, let's start conquering the little things in our life. The lust, the pride, the doubt, the envy, the jealousy, the hatred, right? The double-mindedness, right? So I'm a companion of them that fear thee. Go ahead.
And of them that keep thy precepts.
Right, and of them that keep thy precepts. Why? Go to Proverbs 27 and 17. Why? Why? Read that.
Proverbs chapter 27, verse 17.
Go ahead.
Iron sharpeneth iron.
That's why. This is why. Iron sharpeneth iron. Right? Weakness doesn't bring forth strength. If I got foolish people around me, guess what? I'm going to be a fool. Because their logic, the way they think, their mind state, their decision making, their judgment, right? But if I got that sharp brother or sister that is studying, that's learning, that's striving for the same thing I'm striving for, they're going to keep pushing me. And little by little, I'm going to start being revealed for what I am, what I can be, what I can obtain to. This is why I started here first, because it ain't that easy, bruh. It ain't that easy just to get these talents and the knowledge and the wisdom of the Most High. Right? Now, are we talking about you can work on cars? See, that's another thing. People get it misconstrued. Well, what's your talent? Man, I got my GED and I work on cars. So I'm going to work on cars for the truth, lot. Are we talking about that? Because I hope we're not. I thought we were talking about spiritual talents, gifts that is going to help out in the spirit of the Most High. Because anybody can learn that. Right? Right? So this can't just be about, oh, you know what? You're a chef, man. What you gonna do? I'm gonna be a chef of the truth, lot. By all means, you can, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about the things that in the spirit has to be molded to the point to where you can literally affect the body, the nation. You see? Some of you are going to be the history teachers, right? You're going to be better at learning and receiving and breaking down the history. Some of you are going to be Hebrew, the Hebrew cats, right? We've seen it many a times. Go into the Hebrew, start breaking the Hebrew down, the Hebrew Bible. You might even write your own Hebrew Bible, like the brother did, right? He wrote the whole Bible in ancient Hebrew. You see that? But do you think before he got the knowledge, he was like, man, I'm gonna write a Hebrew Bible? No, how the hell did he get there? Somebody gave him the wisdom, the knowledge, and then pushed him. Right? They were sharpening him. They were sharpening her. How many of y'all came in seamstress? Huh? La. How many of y'all came in seamstress? None of y'all came in seamstress. But look at you now. Huh? When you were 20, Shawashana, did you say, man, when I get older, man, I wanna sew? Huh? Did you say that? Shalomaya, you was like 19 years old, 18 years old, like, you know what, man? I want to be the best sewer.
Honestly, I did have that at some point. My mom did it. We
Okay.
sewed dresses together.
Okay, well then you cheated then, right? Okay, you cheated. You got that one. But what other quality? Did you ever say, man, I want to be the best? Man, I want to be the best counselor. No, you didn't.
I know those things.
You didn't even know that was a thing, right? I don't want to deal with people, right? I'll sew as long as I'm alone doing it, right? See, all these things to achieve where we want to be, what we need to be for the body. That's another thing too. What do you need to be for the body? Right? Are you ready to do that? Yeah, you never thought about it like that, huh? You always want to do what? What you want to be for the body. What do you need to be for the body? Right? What does the body need? You see that? But a lot of you are going to step into that mind state. A lot of y'all are going to step up and say, you know what? There's a slot that needs this. You know what? I want to fulfill that. That's a high level thinking, ain't it? Instead of, you know what? No, that ain't a comfortable place for me. I don't even know about that. You know what I mean? Why do I gotta do that? See, that's that other mind, right? The selfish, I'm only gonna do things that is easy for me in my life. But you're gonna have brothers and sisters that really want a lot of these tools and talents and gifts. They're gonna do whatever they can for the Spirit of the Most High. And the Most High is going to do what? He's going to give it to them too. You see? So read that one more time.
Proverbs chapter 27, verse 17.
Yeah.
Iron sharpeneth iron.
Read.
So a man sharpeneth the countenance of his friend.
Right. Go from there. Go to 2 Kings 2 and 9. So iron sharpeneth iron, right? That's how we're going to get sharper to achieve these talents. That brings us to Elisha and Elijah. That brings us to Elisha and Elijah. Now, I could have went through a whole list, but I didn't do that. I just took one or two brothers and moments in the scriptures. All right? But one thing we know about Elisha, he wanted what from Elijah? Go read that, 2 Kings 2 and 9.
2 Kings chapter 2, verse 9.
Uh-huh.
And it came to pass, when they were going over, that Elijah said unto Elisha, ask what I shall do for thee, before I be taken away from thee.
Right.
And Elisha said, I pray thee, let a double portion of thy spirit be upon me.
Right. But what did he have to do with Elijah? Do you think Elisha got that double portion? You know what I mean? You think it was all about the tunic and then him whipping the water and dividing? That was it? You think that's how he got it? No. Elisha had to obtain the characteristic of Elijah. He had to learn the qualities that Elijah had to bring him up to standard. And then at the moment of him leaving and being beamed up, right? That's what the Most High said, you're worthy. How do we know that? Because you look at, I think it was Gehazi, the one that was cursed with leprosy, he didn't get that. Right? He didn't get that because he didn't want to follow Elisha the right way. He didn't want to follow. So it takes you doing what? It takes those things being developed inside you. And then somebody can look back and say, hey, you're good at this. Sister, you're good at this. And a lot of times you don't even see the quality. That's something you said in your text. Like a lot of times the person doesn't even see it. But the Most High, the people He put around you, they can see that in you. Right? That's why the Most High said, iron sharpeneth iron. I got to be around the right people. Right? Because what is the world going to develop? 100 ways to roll a blunt. That's what they're going to develop in you. How you the HBIC. Huh? I mean, unless I'm wrong, Huh? When's the last time your father, your uncle, your friend in the world called you up and said, man, have you been developing in the spirit? The Most High is with you. You know, I was thinking about it. This quality in the spirit, you're gonna be adding to the body with. Never. So stop lying. Stop playing. Stop guessing like, nah, nobody was telling you about no spiritual attributes or gifts or qualities or talents. It was only the spiritual men and women among you. That's why he said, hold that, go to Malachi 3 verse 16. And then we're going to finish that with that 2 Kings 2 and 9.
Right.
Read that Malachi 3 and 16.
Malachi chapter 3 verse 16.
Go ahead.
Then they that feared the Most High
Right.
spake often one to another.
Why? Because I got to be around like-minded people. Right? They that often feared, the ones that feared the Most High, right, spake often one to another. They weren't trying to avoid each other. I need somebody to bounce my brain off of. You know what I mean? Logic, strength, wisdom, right? And that's what you sisters got. You got, and this is why you can't take it for granted. But see, your question is on a whole nother level, right? People don't even think about that until they really start trying to take a step in the knowledge. You know what I mean? They're not thinking about talents or what can I do in the spirit or for the Most High, and how can I be an asset for the truth. You know what I mean? You don't hear that until they're ready to move forward in the spirit. They're not just here being a bystander anymore. Right? When they're bystanders, they just, shalom, I'm showing up. I haven't reached that level yet. Right? But then when you see the growth, they want to what? Hey, where could I add? What could I do? Hey, this is empty over here. Could I do that? Hey, I don't see a department for this. Could I do that? You see that? But cats that are lazy, that bury their talents, we're going to get into that. They're like, bruh, I'm busy. They're still busy with their worldly life. You know what I mean? So, this is why we often speak to one another. To motivate those things in us, to push us to that level. Right? Go ahead.
Then they that feared the Most High spake often one to another.
Go ahead.
And the Most High hearkened and heard it.
Right.
And a book of remembrance was written before him of them.
Right. Check that out. So why are we reading about Elisha and Elijah? Because they often spake one to another. And a book of remembrance was to show us the characteristics of Elisha. How he wanted to be like his elder Elijah. Those qualities on him, right, were adaptable, right? And he wanted them. And not only Elisha and Elijah, let's go to Deuteronomy 34 and 9. Check this out. Deuteronomy 34 and 9.
Deuteronomy chapter 34 verse 9.
Go ahead.
And Joshua, the son of Nun, was full of the spirit of wisdom.
Right.
For Moses had laid his hands upon him.
You see that? It says Moses laid his hands on him. He put hands on Joshua. Right? We were talking about this the other day. How do you think Joshua was brought up to the level to where he was able to fill the slot of Moses after Moses messed up? How did that happen? You think he was chosen out of everybody? No, what had to happen? Who knows? I want to see if y'all thinking. For Joshua to get the slot, because Moses messed up, right? For Joshua to get that slot and be second in command after Moses was going to die, go to the Most High, right? What had happened with Joshua? What?
Joshua had to strive for that position. He had to trained up first.
He had to be trained up. He had to, the whole time, been working in the spirit for that spirit to be on him. We look at things religiously. You know what I mean? The only one you read about the spirit on him was from the womb, was Yahweh. When it said the Holy Spirit was on him from the belly. Otherwise, everybody is man. These are men. These are regular women. Right? That had to obtain and fight and strive for masteries lawfully. But what did they have to do? They had to partake in it. You wanna be great? You want to be the Joshuas, the Moses? You can be that. So as we get into this mind state of the talent, well, what do you want to do? The world is yours. It's yours. You can do whatever you want to do. There's nothing that you can say, well, damn. You know what I mean? Well, how about if I'm not good at it? You can achieve anything the Most High put in your mind, in your spirit, your love and your dedication. You know what I mean? And then that will be what? That be your talent. That be your gift. Right? Read on. Come on.
For Moses had laid his hands upon him.
Right?
And the children of Israel hearkened unto him.
Right?
And did as the Most High commanded Moses.
Right. See, it was passed down. This is what happens when you're a companion of wise men. You're occupying your time with wisdom. Right? Go to Matthew 4, verse 19. Remember this? Matthew 4:19. Read that.
Matthew chapter 4, verse 19.
Go ahead.
And he said unto them,
Go ahead.
Follow me, and I will make you fishers of men.
You see that? So, what did the apostles have to do? They had to follow. What did Elisha have to do? Follow. What did Moses have to do? Follow. What did Joshua? Follow. Right? These men were given the qualities because they followed. Right? Saul, he didn't want to follow. Right? He didn't want to follow, bro. Samuel told him what to do. What happened? He didn't want to listen. So the Most High did what to Saul? What did he do? He had him replaced. He took the kingdom from him. Right? He stripped him. He not only stripped him from the kingdom, he stripped the spirit from him. Right? So this has always been the process to obtain the next level in these different tiers. We got to be around godly men. We got to be nudged by righteous people to push us to these different levels. Right? Read that one more time and give me Ecclesiasticus 6:36.
And he said unto them,
All right?
Follow me, and I will make you fishers of men.
Yeah, you got to follow. I know it's small, but what did they have to do? Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, Nathaniel, Andrew, right? They had to do what? Drop what the hell they were doing and go follow Yahweh Shai. Or else how was it going to be molded inside them? Right? To do what they wanted to do. Right? Remember, we have given up all. Right? Do you think Peter was called the stone just because he liked him? Nah, man. Remember, we talk about the Son of the Most High. He knew what qualities in him. And Peter had to what? He had to go and live and fill that slot. Right? He had to fill that slot. So where you at? Ecclesiastes 6:36.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 6, verse 36.
Go ahead.
And if thou seest a man of understanding, get thee betimes unto him.
Right?
And let thy foot wear the steps of his door.
That's what we have to be doing to develop. You want to be a good sister? You want to be a humble sister? Well, if you're bad at humility, well then hang around with sisters that's good with humility. You know what I mean? Stop trying to act like it's it's so hard. No, it's not hard. You got to follow the right people. What are you entertaining? Who are you around? Who are you talking to? Right? If you keep hanging around with the young, dumb, slow sisters, you're going to be what? Young, dumb, and slow. That's it. You want to get to the level of the next sister? Watch, I ain't going to jump ahead. Read that. Read that one more time and jump to verse 35.
God. If thou seest a man of understanding,
right,
get thee betimes unto him,
right,
and let thy foot wear the steps of his door.
Right, jump to verse 35.
Verse 35. Be willing to hear every godly discourse.
Yeah, you want to develop these different talents and gifts, well then you got to be ready to listen. And what is the biggest problem with Israel? You already damn know. You already know everything. So when you go around, you saying what? I already know that. I know that. Oh yeah, I know that. Yeah, I know that. It's funny because you don't know jack. You don't know nothing, but you swear you what? Know every damn thing. But what develops people? Listening, hearing, wisdom, obtaining to counsel. Right? This is what is going to get you to identify these different talents within yourself. See? But you got to be ready to develop them. Right? Go ahead.
And if thou seest, be willing to hear every godly discourse.
Right?
And let not the parables of understanding escape thee.
Go to Baruch 4, verse 13. We're going to get into this. We're going to get into the gifts, the actual gifts and talents and things of that nature. But I wanted to start out from here. What's my point? Why did I go this route? Who gets it? His questions about talents. But why did I start out here? What?
Because talents aren't just given, they're earned.
Right, they're earned. Okay, and according to what we're going over, the sequence of scriptures we're talking about, they're earned how?
By putting yourself under the right guidance.
There it is. By putting yourself under the right guidance for what? What? I didn't even call him, but go ahead. I was talking to you, but go ahead. Go ahead, Nas. You got to.
I was going to say, without counsel, purposes are disappointed.
Right. Without counsel. So what is it that they are getting?
They're being taught the right steps
They're,
to proceed and get their objectives, their goals.
Boom.
Yeah.
There you go. They're being taught the right steps to get there. You see that? That's beautiful. You said it perfect. Read that, Baruch 4:13. 3 and 14. Excuse me.
Baruch chapter 3 verse 14. Learn where is wisdom.
Right.
Where is strength.
Right, and that's what you're supposed to be looking at. This is going to build the qualities in you. Learn where is wisdom. Read.
Where is strength?
Where is strength?
Where is understanding?
Where is understanding? I got to be around that. That's going to build these things inside of me. Go ahead.
That thou mayest know also where is length of days.
Right.
And light.
Right.
Where is the light of the eyes?
Right. Where's the light? Where's the wisdom that is going to lighten me? See? What am I hanging around? What am I dealing with? Who am I around? What am I doing? See, occupying yourself with the right mind state. Read.
And peace.
Go to Ecclesiasticus 50 and 28.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 50 verse 28.
Go ahead.
Blessed is he that shall be exercised in these things.
The Most High said, blesses them that are exercised with the wisdom, the word. Right? This is what you need to be exercised in. You got to give your mind over to this. Right? Go ahead.
And he that layeth them up in his heart shall be wise.
You see that? So what are you meditating on? What are you meditating on? What's going to get you there? Because I want to find this one. I'm going to show you what is not going to get you there. Let me find this. Give me 1 second. It's funny thing is one of Shamshawan's favorite scriptures. It's in Ecclesiasticus. Let me see. Is it the same? Hold on. It might actually be the same. I don't have it on here. I want this one though. It tells you. Oh man. I was just reading it the other day too, man. Oh man, I gotta find this. Let me look for it because it just popped in my head. That's why I don't got it down. Go, you're gonna read 20, 28 and 29. And then while I'm looking for this, go ahead, read that again.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 50, verse 28. Blessed is he that shall be exercised in these things.
Right.
And he that layeth them up in his heart shall become wise.
Yeah, read.
For if he do them, he shall be strong to all things. For the light of the Lord leadeth him, who giveth wisdom to the godly. Blessed be the Lord forever. Amen.
Right, right. Go from there, go to 1 Corinthians 9 and 25. So let's, man, I want that one. It's I think it might be in Wisdom of Solomon. It tells you that the ones that are not going to obtain it is the cat's given to work. Oh my God. Ugh. Read that at 1 Corinthians 9 and 25.
1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 25.
Go ahead.
And every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things.
So, jumping back to the first point, right? That if we strive for masteries, we what?
Is temperate in all things.
Right. So, what did you have to go through to get to this mastery? You had to be tempered in all these things. So, I wanted to take you through that ride to show you that it wasn't just going to be as easy as bing. It had to be a process. I had to give myself to wisdom. I got to give myself to learning, right? I got to give myself over to hearing, listening, right? Read that again.
And every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things.
Right.
Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown.
Right.
But we an incorruptible.
Right. So remember, what we're doing it for is not the things of the world or to be glorified in the flesh. All these talents you want to obtain is spiritual. It's a higher calling. It's a different mission. And of course, Satan wants to what? He wants to pause all of that, right? Man, this scripture's on my mind. Go from there. Let's go to So y'all get that. To obtain these masteries, we got to be tempered in all things, right? Okay, go to Titus 2 and 2. Titus 2 and 2.
Titus chapter 2 and verse 2. That the aged men be sober,
Right?
grave, temperate.
Right. So, for us to achieve these different levels, because this is what you want to be. You want to be the aged women. You want to be the women and men that are mature, that have something to offer to the body, have something to add to the truth. That's what this question is about. Like, I want to add to the truth. I want to benefit the brothers. I want to benefit the sisters. But I had to be grave, read,
Temperate.
read,
Sound in faith.
read,
In charity.
read.
In patience.
Right. So, in order for me to obtain this wise, high, elite level, there's other qualities that got to be added to me. It wasn't just I was twinkle. Y'all get that, right? Go to Romans 12 and 4. Now let's talk about these different gifts. Let's talk about the different gifts. Romans 12 and 4.
Romans chapter 12 and verse 4.
Uh-huh.
For as we have many members in one body,
Right?
and all members have not the same office.
Right. So everybody is going to be part of the body. But as you're developed, you're going to start finding out what office you can slide in and fit in. You're going to start knowing what... Now, understand this, because this is a big mistake that everybody tries to lessen themselves. A lot of us come in thinking, well, I'm not a good teacher, or I'm not going to be a good teacher. You know what I mean? But that's going to be given, y'all. You're a priest. You know what I mean? You are a priest. So even in that, that thing has to be developed, right? But what is going to be the gift? The one thing you're better at. The one thing that the go-to, we can go to for you to say, you know what, this brother is the one to handle that. You see? So this is all what the Most High is doing in every perspective. He's adding different levels, different tiers to us. But we got to work hard for it. I want to find that scripture. It's the one that, the one Shamshawan put about, it tells you that the one workers, they won't attain to wisdom because all they do is they worry about their craft. Find that one for me. It's out my brain and I'm trying to get it out. Read it again. Romans 12 and 4.
Romans chapter 12 and verse 4.
Go ahead.
For as we have many members
Right.
in one body,
Right.
and all members have not the same office.
Right. So, are you part of the body? Because a lot of people ain't yet. Right? A lot of people are like, nah, you do you. I'm doing me. Right? What's up, Solomon? Go ahead.
Verse 5.
Uh-huh.
So we, being many, are one body in Christ.
Right?
And every one members one of another.
Right, it's Ecclesiasticus. Hold on. Ecclesiasticus 38. I was looking over there too. I thought it was back there. 38. Let me throw this one in here because it's like wrecking my brain. 38, and you're going to go start at... Right. Okay. To start at 38 and 24.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 38, verse 24.
Uh-huh.
The wisdom of a learned man cometh by opportunity of leisure.
Right. So, what does this learned man have to have leisure in? In the knowledge, in the wisdom, in studying. Right? That's why we always talk about what are you giving your time to? Right? What are you occupying your time with? Because wisdom comes through the leisure. Leisure in doing what? Searching wisdom. Getting in the book. Studying. Asking questions. We went over it earlier. Wearing out the doorsteps, right? Go ahead.
And he that hath little business shall become wise.
Now, it's showing us that, once again, what are you occupied in? You see that? He that have little business becoming wise. So, when you go back to the apostles, what did they have to do? They had to drop what they were doing to become wise. Right? They asked Christ, he said, well, are you guys going to leave too? Where will we go? Right? They knew, how do we get wisdom? I want to wear out the doorsteps of Yahweh Shai. I want to sit next to you. I want to sit next to the Elisha, the Elijah, the Moses. Right? Go ahead.
How can he get wisdom that holdeth the plow?
Right. Are y'all listening? You got to give up one thing for the next, y'all. You got to give up one thing you're occupied in for the next. You're never going to gain wisdom you're never going to gain your gifts, your talents, if you are occupied in the plow all the time. You see that? Go ahead.
And that glorieth in the gold.
And that glorieth in the what?
In the gold.
In the gold, right? Which is, the plowing, the field, right? That's why when we went over it earlier, it says that we got to strive for mastery. The husbandman must first partake of the fruits, right? But we know this ain't physical. It ain't. We're not literally going out in the field and plowing the ground. This plow is the spiritual plow, right? But how are we going to get it if you're always occupied? The funny thing, this is talking about work, right? But at the same time, Instagram ain't work. Facebook ain't work. Social media ain't work. Wasting your time with frivolous things ain't work. But okay, let's stick to the point of the scripture, right? But we know that a lot of times, let's be real, what's occupying brothers and sisters' time? It don't even be work. It be foolishness. Right? Read on.
That driveth oxen.
Right?
And is occupied in their labor.
Right? Read.
And whose talk is of bullocks.
Right. When you talk to them, what they talking about? Bullocks, animals. Right? It's like what brothers do, and I'm going to show y'all what y'all do at the zone. You get a little bit of that talk. Yeah, the oil, the this, that smell good, right? But in that little moment, everything is turned over to what? The Spirit of the Most High. Why? Because everything is geared towards what? Yeah, we're doing this, but if it's totally about work, then where would the Spirit be? You see that? This is what it's showing you here, is that you want to develop these different themes. You want to develop the spiritual man, the spiritual woman. What are you giving your heart over to? Read. Come on.
He giveth his mind to make furrows.
Right.
And is diligent to give the kind fodder.
Yeah, you diligent to the flock, to the animals, to the overtime. Right? Shalom. They got me doing overtime. Con. But now you're reluctant in giving yourself to your studies. You know what I mean? If you want to develop the gifts, you got to give yourself more over to the spiritual things that's going to lead you into the spirit. The communication. Remember, what did I tell you? I said you want to be a soldier, you got to get communication up. That's the difference. It's just, that's the little thing that's going to put you further into the spirit of the Most High. So a lot of people don't value that. It's either what? Bro, I gotta work. Come on, you gotta work. But how do you swing the pendulum to where you're giving more to the spirit of the Most High? Studying more, learning more, asking more questions. Let me go through this knowledge. Right? Go ahead.
So verse 27.
Go ahead.
So
we're Ecclesiasticus 38:27. Go ahead.
So every carpenter and workmaster that laboreth night and day, and they that cut the grave seals, and are diligent to make great variety,
right,
and give themselves to counterfeit imagery,
right. See, they all about what? Their craft, right? They're all about what? Building. Whether it's your flock, whether it's to making idols and images, right? They're giving themselves to that. Go ahead.
And watch to finish a work, the smith also sitting by the anvil and considering the ironwork, the vapor of the fire wasted his flesh.
Yeah. You got those cats that go on the ships and they solder, the soldering, right? They get burnt by the solder, right? They're burning metal. But where are they at though? Where's their heart at? Where's their treasure? What are they putting more time into? You see, like this isn't. Brothers be thinking like, well, that's just how y'all feel about it, huh? No, this is what the scriptures tell us. The things that you're occupied in will consume your time. Right? You want to develop spiritual gifts? It's got to be like the same way. I got to be around spiritual people. I got to do spiritual works. I got to put myself in an environment that is constantly going to be working on my mind and my spirit. Go ahead.
And he fighteth with the heat of the furnace. The noise of the hammer and anvil is ever in his ear. And his eyes look still upon the patterns of things that he maketh. Yeah, you look at his body, his skin. You can tell, man, he's a what? Working man. Working man. Working man. Right? You can tell. You know, you see these cats, they got the jumpsuits on. They dirty as heck, right? They pull up in 7-Eleven. Right? Nails dirty, fingers dirty. They live in their craft. Right? But they got some strong hands, though. Don't let them smack you, though.
That's right.
They smack the dust off of you. Why? Because they're working with their body, with their hands. But what's that strengthening? Their body, their hands, their craft. Right. Y'all got to see this. Read. Come on.
He setteth his mind to finish his work.
Right.
And watcheth to polish it perfectly.
Right.
So do the potter sitting at his work and turning the wheel about with his feet.
Right, and y'all see this is jumping from different crafts and showing you from the smith, right, with the metals, right, to the creating different idols, right, to the flocks, to the animals, right. Go ahead.
Who is always carefully set at his work.
Go ahead.
And maketh all his work by number.
Read.
He fashioneth the clay with his arm, and boweth down his strength before his feet. He applieth himself to lead it over, and he is diligent to make clean the furnace. Right,
and that's the thing, that our people be diligent in these things. What do you think the apostles were doing before they met Yahushua? Living, eating, right? Fishing. This is our craft. This is what we're doing. Stop what you're doing. I'm going to make you fishers of men. Right? You want a double portion of my spirit? Let me bring you into this craft now. Right? The wisdom, the knowledge, the understanding. Right? This is going to occupy your mind. I always said it wasn't until, I look at my ribs until they quit their jobs and started working for the body. That's when their mind got real focused. That's when their counsel got better. Their communication got better. Their humility increased. Why? Because what they had to do? They had to be around. They had to be communicating on that level. There was more counseling when it pertained to those things. But when they're at work, what happened? They at work. Their mind is to what? They only get how many days of class? And don't let you do overtime. Right? What you was going to say, Shalamaya?
I would say, and then you end up using work as like
The excuse. I'm at work.
You hide to, you run to.
I'm at work. I got to do overtime. Right? And what's lacking though? Work is happening. Your job got the extra time. Right? Your kids is lacking. Your home is lacking. Right? That's why, y'all know statistically that now in 2022, how many people quit their jobs and now is doing their own thing? You know, statistically it went up. The job loss, people just walking off their jobs. Why? Because they're realizing what? Damn, I know what life can be without having to damn work at McDonald's or work. I was looking at this one architect from Canada. A little Asian chick, and she was just talking about how she just basically got her architect degree, and she was like, my value went up. I quit my job. I quit 2 jobs this year. You know what I mean? Why? Because she knew that with the knowledge she had, she could take that and use that herself. You know what I mean? You start your own company, right? But be freed up. Not having them controlling your every move. You see? Now you can be moved like how you want to move. We've been on that though. We've been on that. We've been on listen, Esau ain't going to get all our damn time. That's why we can all get up and go build a school. Because we understand the value in running our own time. You know what I mean? Now, yeah, we need to eat. We need to eat, we need to live, but at the same time, there's ways to do it outside of what the white man told you, right? The picket fence, you know what I mean? You gotta have the credit score at this, you gotta have your degree, right? You got all these people realizing that. When you give yourself over to your craft, your job, that's what your life is gonna be about. Read on, come on.
Verse 31. All these trust to their heads.
Right.
And everyone is wise in his work.
Right. Everyone is wise in his work. You ask them about their work, they can break that down. Oh, let me show you. You can do it like this. You can do that. Pertaining to their work. Read.
Without these cannot a city be inhabited.
Read.
And they shall not dwell where they will.
Right.
Nor go up and down.
Read.
They shall not be sought for in public.
But they won't be looked for in public. You're not looking for them when it comes to public service and things of wisdom and understanding and guidance and leadership. This is what it's going to go into now. If you want to go ahead and get your car worked on, yeah, you can go ahead. You know what I mean? You can do that. You want to create a sword? Yeah, you can go to him. Right? But you're not going to go to him for things of wisdom, counsel. Read.
They shall not be sought for in public council.
Read.
Nor sit high in the congregation.
Yeah, you're not going to look at them. So by all means, you can do it the way you're doing it. But if you're going to give yourself over to the wisdom of the Most High, there's a higher dedication that is needed. Higher commitment. Just like you do everything in life. No different. You know what I mean? So you got to learn how to use that time. Go ahead.
They shall not sit on the judge's seat.
Yeah, you ain't going in there for, hey, call this brother. Oh, he's never around. He's doing overtime right now. Well, yeah, we can't go to him for the wisdom and the judgment seat. Go ahead.
Nor understand the sentence of judgment.
Go ahead.
They cannot
You see that? Nor understand a sentence of judgment. That's what be tripping me out. It be a lot of cats that's like, bro, you just barely got the truth, but you got all wisdom. Like, what's your job, brother? Right? What's your job? We've been doing this. What the hell? You gotta come in and you're what, a pizza delivery guy? And now you what? You gonna tell us how to move in wisdom and counsel? Like, we've been doing this. Right? This is our craft. Right? As opposed to your part-time job. This is not part-time for us. Go ahead.
They cannot declare justice and judgment.
Read.
And they shall not be found where parables are spoken.
You see that? You want them to drop some parables and wisdom and go through the gospel? Nah, you can't find them there. Why? Because they're doing overtime. They're hard at work. So these talents are going to be developed by giving yourself over to it. By giving yourself over to studying, to learning. Right? Let's jump back. Right? Let's jump back to that Romans 12. Let's finish that up.
Romans chapter 12 and verse 4.
Go ahead.
For as we have many members in one body, and all members have not the same office.
Right.
So we, being many, are one body in Christ.
Right.
And every one members one of another.
Right.
Having then gifts differing according to the grace.
Now we understand how we're going to get those gifts. They need to be molded. They got to be tempered. Right? You're not just going to get them. Right? You got to occupy your mind in this logic and just thought process. Go ahead.
Having then gifts differing according to the grace that is given to us.
Yeah, you got to be around so they can, these different talents can be shown to you, right? Like I said about the sewing, you never knew you was gonna sew as a sister, but look at you now, right? Some of y'all counselors, right? Leaders, y'all gonna be, but you'll never know. You ain't gonna be a counselor unless you know how to listen, hear, right? Unless you know what to say, right? Read, come on.
Whether prophecy,
right?
Let us prophesy according to the proportion of faith.
Yeah, so if your gift is gonna be that spirit of prophecy, you're gonna be able to go in this book and break down the prophecies, break down the different revelations, Isaiah's, Ezekiel's, right? That can be your gift. But how are you going to have that gift if you ain't occupied in prophecies? That's why when you go back to that Ecclesiasticus 39:1, it says, but he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High and is occupied in the meditation thereof will seek out wisdom of the ancient and be occupied in prophecies. That's the ones that's going to be the ones you're going to go to, like, oh, let me go to him for the question for the prophecies. You want to know how to make a slice of pizza? I'm going to go to that brother. Right? You want to get the oil change? That's the guy right there. Right? Huh? You want to go to the disgruntled sister? We're going to go to her. You want to go to the sister that's going to get the job done? Let's go to her. What about the sister that complains? Yeah, don't add her to this because she's going to complain about everything we're doing. You know what I mean? Let's go to the one sister that's going to actually get it done. Not make excuses or say she slept, she forgot about it. Right? How else we going to get these talents? Bro, it takes work. Come on, finish.
Verse 7.
Uh-huh.
Or ministry
Right?
Let us wait on our ministry.
Yeah, like these are things that you have to learn. Who knows how to be a minister? Some of you don't want to do a damn thing. Minister, like, what does that mean, huh? Like ministering for the truth, right? Right, but what is a minister?
Servant.
Right, but they're like servant. Psh, I do that at home. That's what women think. Like, I do that at home. You barely do it. You do it with mouth. You're a bad minister. You're a bad minister. So, but you want the gift to be what? Man, I want my talent to be ministering for the saints. Well, shit, you got to start at home. You see that? A lot of these gifts and qualities, it starts at home. Remember, 2 Timothy's, what is it? 2 Timothy's 3? 1 Timothy 3 about the bishop. That's for men and women. If you can't take care of your own house, you can't take care of the house of the Lord. Right? So these qualities, gifts, talents we're going to gain, it comes with development. Go ahead.
Or he that teacheth on teaching.
Right? Or he that teacheth on teaching. Right? You always get that. A brother told me, man, that he was telling me about his studying habits and everything, and it was like he wanted to pass out flyers, but he didn't want to take time to deal with his rib, to teach his rib. And I'm like, it's one and the same, brother. If you can teach your rib, you're going to be a good teacher at the flyers. I mean, doesn't that make sense? But brothers are like, it's like you don't want to you will deal with a stranger more than you deal with your rib. You're not getting it that the Most High is using this to build you, to be that better leader, that better teacher, to have that gift and that talent that you can use for the nation. And you got the perfect sparring partner. You got the perfect sparring partner. Man, I need more patience. Khan, how you doing with your rib? You act like she's not even an equation. Like the Bible don't apply to her. It's perfect. Start there. Develop that gift, that talent that you need for the body. Right? And I know you're thinking, well, damn, patience, that's going to be my gift? God. Bro, some sisters, some brothers just need a person to listen, hear, and to drop the right wisdom on them. And it takes patience, right? Because some people can just talk. Right? They can talk and talk and talk. And there's some people that's good at just listening. And I mean listening, right? Not on your phone listening, right? For real. Yeah, that's deep. That's deep. No, but literally listening and hearing them out, sympathizing. These are all gifts and talents, man. Go ahead, read.
Or he that exhorteth on exhortation.
Right.
He that giveth, let him do it with simplicity.
Right.
He that ruleth with diligence.
Read.
He that showeth mercy with cheerfulness.
You see how when he's breaking it down, he's like, all these things are a benefit and an asset and a gift, right? It's not like, you know what I mean, these things are not necessary or not needed or really not that important. He's not coming off like that. He's telling us what? He that ruleth with diligence. If you got the guide or if you're on the school department, right? Are you putting your spirit into that? Because that's needed. Like when you look at what the sisters do when they get together and they do the soaps and all the stuff like that. What happens if Rakama's not on it? And you out of soaps. You out of all that. What happens? It go haywire. The car looks Right? It looks like a damn. You go to the cart and what? All the tubes is empty. Right? It looks dry. Nothing up there. Right? So she got to put her spirit in it and be on time. If y'all don't clean the school on Mondays, wink, wink. If y'all don't clean the school on Mondays because the brothers were given that duty, right? What happens to the school? Floors look muddy, huh? Bathroom looks grungy, right? The desk and the podium still has candle excess all over it, right? So you got to rule within the slot that you're given well. And people don't look at that. That's too small for me. That's not a gift, Doc. That's not a talent. Yeah, it is. It is. All right, jump from there. Go to 1 Corinthians 12 and 4. 1 Corinthians 12 and 4. Read that. Down to verse 11.
First Corinthians, all the way up to verse 11?
12 and 4 to 11.
Yes, sir. 1 Corinthians chapter 12 and verse 4. Now there are diversities of gifts,
right,
but the same Spirit.
Now, the same Spirit. How do we obtain that Spirit? The diligence, right? The love, the dedication. We got to be in that Spirit. I know we want to jump past this part and be like, yeah, we're in the same Spirit. But really, are we? Sometimes we're not. Sometimes our focus and our agenda is not in the same spirit to obtaining these qualities for the betterment of the body. Like I said, some of us are still, when it says the body, you're like, I'm kind of doing my thing and y'all doing y'all thing. They're not part of the body. Because what we're talking, when it says body, you want to go deep into this, it was the betterment of the church. It wasn't like, I'll show up, maybe, yeah. Like, we don't need that. We need what? The harvest is plenteous and the laborers are few. Right? Who need, do y'all sisters good on the sewing? You know how many times they complain about they need more efficient sewers? You're like, but damn, but how many sisters have come to class and hasn't dived in that arena yet? They're here, and I'm not saying that they ain't going to get there. What I'm saying, though, they're not part of the body yet. You see that? Because we need more sisters to step up to the sewing slot, right? It's not like y'all cannot use help, right? How many sisters y'all got sewing that actually sew garments? I know y'all can count them off the hand, yeah.
1.5. If you don't include each wash, I guess what, 3?
3. So it's 3 of y'all.
4.
So you try to tell me none of the other sisters sew?
They do other things, like Rakaman doesn't sew, like garments, but she does product.
But she does product.
Yeah.
Right. You see that? Okay, well, what about L'Oreal in China?
She sews, she does work on garments. She does
The armbands.
yeah.
Okay, so do you see that? Okay, so but you see how many slots need to be filled? You see that? But they're like, damn, could you let her off of the zone because we need her to do this? And we're like, we need her at the zone because that slot needs to be filled, right? The harvest is plenty, labors are few. So when people look at the body and the talents, are you looking at it and saying to yourself, damn, I need to be an asset to the body and what they're doing? Or, you know what, I'll get to that, that's part-time. Y'all see what's going on here? So these things in the body, these gifts are, it says now there are diversities of gifts, but the same Spirit. For what though? What? What are they a gift for? What are they in the Spirit for? I mean, like, let's be real with this. We want to jump past this part. Go ahead, verse 5.
Verse 5. And there are differences of administration.
Yeah, everybody want to the administration, but nobody want to do the administrations.
That's
Right? Nobody want to do that. Everybody want to be the chief. Nobody want to be the Indians, right?
God.
And it can't work like that. Right? And then some of the chiefs are the chiefs and the Indians.
So the chiefs are more Indians than chiefs.
Yeah, more the Indians and chief. You the chief and the Indian. You ready to do it all.
God.
You see that? But that's part of the body that's needed. You see? Go ahead.
But the same Lord.
But the same Lord, meaning that we all are doing it and saying whatever work we're putting in, we're pleasing the Most High. And that's supposed to be the mind state. It's not, I'm doing this for man. I'm going to put in my slot in the spirit of the Most High to help out the body in whatever needs help. Go ahead.
Verse 6.
Read.
And there are diversities of operations.
Right.
But it is the same power.
Right. You see, diversities of operations. There's many operations in the body. There's nothing to be said, oh, you're not needed. You're not needed. Your gift, your talent, your dedication, your love, your loyalty is not needed. It's always needed. But once again, we can't nudge you all the way, because if we nudge you more than necessary, it's going to be what? Oh, y'all forced me. Oh, y'all forced me to do that. So it's got to be a natural occurrence in your heart, right? Whatsoever you do, do it wholeheartedly unto the Lord. Because that way, when you fulfill that slot, you can be proud to say, no, this is what I wanted to do for the Most High.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
God.
See? You won't get into this occult mind state.
God.
Which is what? I'm only doing it because I'm forced. Right? I'm only doing it because I'm going to be looked at in a certain way. Nah, hell no. Please don't do anything like that. Because why? You coming in the wrong spirit anyway. Your attitude be crappy. Right? You be out of the spirit. You can tell you don't want to be there. The garments is off. The food is off.
God.
The cleaning's off.
God.
It'd be the smallest things that just be off. So it gotta be in the spirit. What?
I was gonna say, when you are doing it in the name of your house,
Right.
for the Most High, you have a sense of joy.
Right.
It's a sense of joy where nobody can take that from you. You know what I mean? It reminds me of it was something China said yesterday when we were working the zone.
Right.
And it's that feel, that flow where you're operating in that office. And it's like, that's your,
That's your thing.
That's your, yeah.
Right?
Really, because that's your flavor. Because you know what you're doing it for and who you're doing it to.
Right.
And therefore, you're going to have that benefit and you're going to get blessed in that office.
Right.
Like if you're cooking and that's what you love to do for the Most High, then nobody's going to beat your cooking.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And that's how you got to look at it if you're doing these different administrations or these different
Operations, yeah.
of the body.
Right. Yeah, that's right. Go ahead, read.
God is in the same power
Right.
which worketh all in all.
Right. And that's what we're supposed to be doing these for. Remember, I know the reality of it. A lot of people wants to take the Bible out of the reality of what they were doing. Go back to the Bible. What were they doing in Corinth? What was in Corinth? Ephesia, Thessalonica, Galatia, Rome, right? What was that? Paul was just randomly just running around? What was over there in those areas? Brothers and sisters. Schools, congregation. We don't read the Bible like that and we're thinking like, whoa, that's not necessary. Like, what the hell you think the operations were? They were just shooting it out there? Oh yeah, there's many different operations. Yeah, we get to that when after we do what the hell we want to do. No, all these operations were people that were dedicated to the bettering of the body. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 7.
Go ahead.
But the manifestation of the Spirit is given to every man to profit withal.
Okay, so the manifestation of the Spirit is given to every man. What's going to happen? We went over this earlier. As you're walking with the brother, as you're learning and developing these different things, the Spirit is going to manifest and say, damn, this is what I want to do. I'm going to do all that, but this is what I want to lay my brick a little bit more. Because I can see this is the Most High put this on my heart. You see that? The Most High will manifest that to each and every person. But because you're what? You are around. It ain't going to come like you doing your work and then it's like the Spirit's going to say, you know what? This is what you want to do. You got to be inspired. You got to be inspired, y'all. Like, who the hell's inspired? You know what I mean? Doing one thing. Like, think about it. Somebody randomly going to come over here and be like, man, I've been inspired to join and lock in with y'all. That don't happen. Kill the hype. That don't happen. You know what? When they get that mode, when they come and they learn and then they see the work and then they gain a love for the work and the body and the brotherhood and see a reason to fight for whatever we're fighting for, and they're like, man, I want to be there. I want to do that. That's how you know the scriptures say where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. Yeah. This is what I had to realize over 30 years in the truth. See, when I first came in, I came in thinking, oh, everybody's going to be litty like me. No. Niggas are looking at you like, listen, I just came to hear the Bible. I'm going home. Shalom. I'll see you on the weekend. Maybe. You know what I mean? I got things to do. They're not thinking like, oh, you know what? Let me be part of the operations. What could I get gifts to help out in the Spirit of the Lord? They're like, yeah, I'm busy. You niggas are trying to throw me off of what I got going on. And I had to realize that over time that, look, everybody, it got to be put on the individual's heart. You know what I mean? Otherwise, let that develop in the individuals. And I'm not saying it won't develop. What I'm saying, though, it got to be on your heart to develop. Y'all get that? Go ahead.
Verse 8. For the one is given by the Spirit the word of wisdom.
Right. You see? So one is given by the Spirit the word of wisdom. Right? He's the brother studying in the book. Right? And not that anybody else is not going to give wisdom. But this brother right here, man, he got the right thing to say at the right time all the time. Right? He got the word of wisdom to drop it on the right person at the right time. We know that's not the case with everybody. You see? Go ahead.
To another, the word of knowledge.
Right?
By the same Spirit.
By the same Spirit. He got the wisdom. He's going to show you how to apply the knowledge. This brother got the knowledge. He said, oh, I know where that at. He's going to be sharp. Right? The wisdom, the breakdown, the edification, the in-depthness that wisdom guy is giving that. The other guy is supplying the, bro, I know where that's at. Right? See, everybody is being used. Right? And they're glorifying the Most High. And they're saying, damn, this is a tool to be used. Not, oh, that's all I'm used for? I'm nothing. I'm not important. You don't need me. Y'all got it. Oh, when you do that, then you mess up. You miss out. You don't add to the body at all. Right? And that goes in. I'm not going to be able to get a chance to go there. But that goes into, well, actually, we could jump over there real quick. 25.
Yeah.
Matthew 25 and Matthew 25, and you're going to read verse Matthew 25 and where is Jesus? Right. Verse 24.
Verse 24.
Go ahead.
Then he which received the 1 talent came and said,
Right.
Lord, I know thee, thou art an hard man, reaping where thou hast not sown.
You know what that is, right?
God,
What?
the man with the 1 talent.
Right. But you know what he just did, right?
Give a justification why he didn't flip his
What do we call it now at this day and age?
passing the buck. Didn't mix.
No, it's a C word. Cap. That's what he did. he caps.
God.
Oh, you know what? Let me come up with the best excuse why I'm not going to take what I've been given and use. And a lot of people, you know why I like this question? Because a lot of people don't even consider, but there it is. You're stepping into the spiritual part. Right? Remember, people, that got to be put in your mind to give. Right?
God.
To put your spirit in. To say, you know what? I want to fulfill a slot. This cat is what?
Capping.
He's capping.
God.
Right. He's going to find any and every excuse. So guess what, y'all? When you cap, we already know. Yahweh Shai already told us. Oh, yeah, I'm going to show up. I'm going to show out. Yeah, bro. Shalom, right? Yeah, just, what I keep telling y'all, stop lying.
God.
I keep putting this in the camp text. Shut up. Stop lying. Wait till the Spirit really empowers you to action. Otherwise, shut the hell up. Show up when you want to. All right? But when you lie to us to our face and you say you're inspired and you don't got no action behind it, you set us back. You see that?
God.
And that's what the Most High is trying to show us. Watch, he's going to show us with this guy. This guy here. Read.
And gathering where thou hast not sown.
Right? So he's making excuses for him. Right?
God.
Right. I knew you were hard, man. Well, if you knew I was hard, why you didn't do what you were supposed to do?
God.
You already knew what was coming. You know what's going to come. So he's what? Trying to talk his way out of it, right? He's trying to talk his way out of the ass whooping in the correction. That's how you know they're black people, Hispanic people, Israelite people. Go ahead.
Verse 25.
Go ahead.
And I was afraid.
Right?
And went and hid thy talent in the earth.
Right. So now let's put this together. In Corinthians, it's telling us. It says, to another by faith, to another faith by the same Spirit. To another, the gifts of healing by the same Spirit. Verse 10. To another, the working of miracles. To another, prophecy. To another, discerning of spirits. To another, diverse kinds of tongues. To another, the interpretation of tongues. Like, I'm never going to fulfill any of these slots. Because why? I'm making an excuse. I'm busy. That kills everything. You know what I mean? I'm busy. Yeah, but you're not thinking about the body. You're not thinking about what needs to be done. I mean, Christ said it himself, God darn it. He said the harvest is plenteous and the laborers are few.
God.
He said, pray that you send more laborers in.
That's right.
Why did he say that?
Because there wasn't enough labor.
Because, right, period. There wasn't enough workers. But then you read up in there and he said, look at it. He said, there's many, the harvest is plenty. Right?
God.
But, yeah, the harvest is plenty. But they're all damn half-cappers. They don't really want to add and do works and be part of the body. So this, imagine you being gifted or this talent, right, can be developed within you. But you would never know. Because why? What does it got to take to get there? Yeah, that's the first and foremost. You got to stop capping. But at the same time, we went over it earlier before y'all came in. You got to walk with wise men.
That's right.
You got to give yourself over to wise things, studying, leisure in the spirit of the Most High. And a lot of time you're like, well, I'm kind of busy right now. my life doesn't warrant that yet. So I can't do that. I can't commit to that. See? All right. So go ahead and read on.
Verse 11.
Right?
But all these worketh that one and self-same spirit.
Right?
Dividing to every man severally. As
No, where are you at, Ak?
This is Corinthians.
No, I told you to just stay where you're at.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Verse 25.
Uh-huh.
And I was Matthew chapter 25 and 25. And I was afraid and went and hid thy talent in the earth.
Right, and the hiding of the talent is what we're seeing. That I won't step up to the plate. I won't even let myself be molded to the level I can be. How long are you going to sit here and just be a forever trooper? Right? The scriptures say forever learning but never able to come to the knowledge of the truth. You can be so much greater. But what do you want to do? Now, remember, you got to see it within yourself. All right? I'm just answering the question. I'm going through the gospel and answering it. You got to see the greatness within you. Right? Because some of the brothers and sisters are what? Mediocre. Right?
God.
You know, hey, listen, I just want to give alms. Now, by all means, alms help out. Right?
God.
I'm not saying it doesn't help, but at the same time, come on now. You know dang well there's a lot more that you can give. You see that? Because truthfully, I'm going to tell y'all, let's be real. Would I rather take that $100 alms or would I rather get you?
You?
I'd rather get you.
That's right.
You going to help out more. You would think, but that alms is going to help. That $100 is only a light bill and a half for the school, not even a light bill, right? Maybe not even a cable bill. Dang. I'm thinking, that wouldn't even help with the cable, huh?
Cleaning supplies.
That's cleaning supplies.
Cleaning supplies. That's about it.
Barely.
God.
We spend more than that.
Right. But to get the person to clean is what we need.
That's where the money is.
Right. We need somebody that's ready to get the broom and sweep and wipe it down. Right? Y'all got to see this, man. So you're not going to let these things develop if you don't give yourself a chance. Go ahead.
Lo, thou hast that is done.
Right. Now, that's a disrespectful ninja. You heard what he told him?
God.
I buried it in what?
He said there.
It's right over there, right? That's how you know that's an Israelite. Because that's what brothers and sisters do. Oh, there it is right there. You get it. Like, damn, okay. Damn, you can't even give a prophet a cup of water, pick it up for me? Like, nah, it's over there. You get it. Like, I don't know you.
The water's right there.
Yeah, I got you water. It's right over there, right? But that's how our people are, tacky. No class. No real love and dedication. What's that, sis?
Here's a question online.
Yeah.
Do sisters have the same talents as brothers or each have different talents?
Well, everybody has different talents. You know what I mean? Now, could some people have the same? Yeah, no doubt. A lot of the, remember, even when it comes to, it says here, the working of miracles, prophecy. Sisters and brothers have that, can have that. A lot of sisters don't develop those things, though. That's the problem. But, you know, when you deal with prophesying, like the women teach, they just teach sisters. But you can be sharper in teaching if you develop that. The problem is a lot of sisters don't get in the book and study like they're supposed to. So, everybody is going to be able to obtain all these talents in their order, right? That's what we read. In their order, right? So remember, this ain't, we know the Most High suffered not a woman to teach on this level, but they teach the kids, they teach sisters, right? Even counseling. They might not counsel a man, but they counsel what? The sisters. You see that? So you can't cut anybody short of all these gifts and talents that is obtainable. Everybody can obtain these things. All right, let's finish that Matthews.
John, verse 26.
Go ahead.
His Lord answered and said unto him,
Right.
Thou wicked and slothful servant.
Right.
Thou knowest that I reap where I sowed not.
Right.
And gather where I have not straw.
Right.
Thou oughtest therefore to have put my money to the exchange.
Right. Now, let's be real about this parable. This parable is about someone that was hired, right?
Time.
Okay. You're hired to do a job, right?
Time.
But he's already laid the foundation for us. It's already been given to you. All the tools, all the utensils is there. So the crazy thing about us is not that it can't be done. It's literally just like this individual. You have to be lazy as hell in doing it, not to get it done. It's possible on every level, right? The Most High said he gives every man wisdom liberally. You see that? But what do you have to do? Go to 1 Corinthians 12 and 31.
1 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 31.
Go ahead.
But covet earnestly the best gift.
Do what?
But covet earnestly the best gift.
Right. You got to refocus your mind and start getting the best gifts from brothers and sisters. The qualities. That's how I got my gifts. I was just an emulator. I would watch my elders. I would watch the officers, and I'd be like, I would steal those qualities. That's how you do it, right? You emulate. See, that's how easy it is, y'all. Like, you don't gotta be the smartest. You gotta be the most ambitious. You gotta have the most ambition and drive. That's all you gotta have. You gotta have a drive, a love. You understand that? What?
And then when you break it, when you put it like that, and then retrospect the understanding of men with the talents, right? So the one who sold 5, and then you got the one who sold 3 and then 2.
Mm-hmm.
That's all they would be doing. That's all you would be doing. I look at you, you're flipping 5 talents, so I'm gonna imitate my 3 talents, and we'll do it the same way you do.
I'm gonna do the same thing you're
That's
doing.
it. And
Right?
I
don't gotta overcomplicate it.
That's it.
I'm gonna watch you. I'm gonna covet the best gifts.
Right.
I'm gonna gain these qualities. Right? Because in the emulation, I'm gonna learn anyway. The Most High is gonna bring you to the spiritual level just because the humility and the desire to want it. You don't gotta be all like, oh, smart about it, right? It's your desire. Like, we're off the doorstep don't mean you gotta have all the scriptures down. It means that you literally gotta be dedicated enough to do what? Link yourself to another individual in the spirit and what? Start sucking off of them what the heck you need. Like a spiritual vampire. I'm gonna take this quality from this guy, right? I'm bad at this. Well, let me go ahead and hang around with this sister and start sucking the spirit off of her, right? And taking those gifts off of her. It's easy, right? No, it's not. Because a lot of us are what? Lazy, unmotivated, no ambition, They got different directives, right? Different motives. They don't think it should be done that way. So it's really not all that easy, right? You got to let go of that mind state, that stubbornness. Go ahead, read it. Read on.
But covet earnestly the best gifts.
Go ahead.
And yet show I unto you a more excellent way.
Right. So jump back. Finish that Matthew's up.
Done. Verse 27. Mm-hmm. Thou oughtest therefore to have put my money to the exchanges.
Right.
And then at my coming I should have received my own with usury.
Right. So the Most High wants you to covet these gifts, use these gifts, and keep producing. Production. Well, I don't got a gift now. So what's the first step? Giving yourself to studying, to learning, right? To following. That's not a, you don't have to have that as a gift, right? All you got to do is what? Do it. Y'all get that? So jump back over real quick.
1 Corinthians?
Yeah, 1 Corinthians. Finish that up, verse 10.
God, verse 10. To another, the working of miracles.
Right.
To another, prophecy.
Read.
To another, discerning of spirits.
Read.
To another, diverse kinds of tongues.
Right.
To another, interpretation of tongues.
Read.
But all these worketh that one and self same Spirit, dividing to every man severally as he wills.
As he wills. See? So it's there for you. There's no excuse. You want to attain it, start coveting the best gifts. Start following. Start trying to pick up and learn. Talk to brothers and sisters about the qualities that you see in them. Right? Y'all get that? I mean, did this help out a little bit? Yeah? Did it answer your question? Okay. All right. So I know I went over a little bit. Does anybody got any questions or anything? Yes.
There's 2 questions about the cover.
Yeah.
The first one is John 3:16. Who is the world, and how do you know who the Most High is referring to?
That must be a new person, right? Oh, no, that's Sharina. Okay. Whoa, okay. Sharina, when you come to class, we'll go over the whole breakdown. The brother's gonna go over the whole John 3:16 breakdown for you. Okay? Alright, so when you get in here, we're gonna go over that for you. Alright? I know y'all are looking at us like, whoa, that's basic. But she needs the breakdown, so he'll go over it for you. Alright? Not trying to escape it. I know you come to class all the time. That's why we're saying we'll go over that in an entire basic class for you. All right? All right. What else?
Was it 586 BC when the last group of Jews taken away?
586 BC when the last Jews taken away from where?
That's his question. He said, where did they go, and did they go to America?
586 BC was the Babylonian Empire. That's when the Babylonians took over. You're talking about, what is it, 722? Right, 70, when the no, hold on a second, bro. Hold on. Because you just yelling certain things out there. You gonna confuse me with my dates, right? Okay, he's asking about when Israel was split, Shalmaneser, and they left the Assyrian Empire. He's talking about 2nd Ezra 13. Right. So, I'm assuming that based on the question is, when is the last Jew, what was it again?
Was it 586 BC when the last group of Jews were taken away?
No, it wasn't. Because we were still being ruled. Judah was still being ruled in the Persian and Mede Empire. So no, you still had Judah around. And be a little more specific on this. I'm kind of not understanding your question. Like the last Jews, like, yeah, you'd be a little more specific so I can understand you. All right, once again, we're not going to be, while we're waiting for that, we're going to be not here tomorrow for the Sabbath. We're going to be driving out in a few hours to go to Rochester. So, letting y'all brothers and sisters know online. All right? I'm waiting to see if they hit us back. Just on kind of a little more in detail, what are you trying to get at on the 586 BC? Because Judah was still in captivity. Israel was in captivity under the Babylonian Empire during that time. Right? Then you had the Persian and Medes come in. Then you have the Greeks. Then you have the Romans. It wasn't until Rome, right, sacked Jerusalem. Then you go down into 70 AD, right, to where Judah fled into Europe, into the mountains, right? A portion of Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. When you say Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, they fled up into the mountains. A lot killed themselves, and then we were scattered into all the kingdoms of the earth. Yeah.
This is a different question.
Uh-huh.
Since Isaac and Abraham came before the 12 tribes, they're technically not a part of a tribe, right?
I'm going to answer that with a scripture. I put this to the other day. Go to Isaiah. He said they're technically not a tribe. I mean, technically, yeah, but what the scriptures is going to show us something else. It's Isaiah, what is it, 42? Who's got that? Actually, it's Isaiah 48 and 1. Isaiah 48 and 1.
Isaiah chapter 48 and verse 1.
Go ahead.
Hear ye this, O house of Yahweh,
Right.
which are called by the name.
No, read it regular.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Hear ye this, O house of Jacob,
Right.
which are called by the name of Israel.
Right. So Jacob is called by the name Israel. Go ahead.
And are come forth out of the waters of Judah.
What are come forth out of the waters of Judah. Well, how is that possible when his son was of the tribe of Judah, right? Well, what it's telling us is this. If you wanted to take a look at Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, they would be known as so-called black people. You would look at them and say, oh, I can identify and see that these people, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, were of Negroid descent. So, technically, they weren't of the tribes, but the scripture's showing us what? They were of the tribe of Judah. Y'all got that? Okay. All right. Did they get back to me on this 586? Okay. Well, maybe that answered the question. 586, the Babylonian Empire came in rule. Then you got 538, the Persian and Medes. Then you got the Greeks came after that, 222 BC, I think it is. And then they came into rule, right? The Greeks, then the Romans. In 70 AD, that's when Jerusalem was overthrown, right? That's where we go to the Babylon, the Timbuktu, and we edify a little bit more on that. You go to Luke, the 21st chapter, the prophecy that Christ said that Jerusalem would be trodden down. That time when Jerusalem was trodden down which was way after 586, is when Judah, Benjamin, and Levi were scattered through the different kingdoms of the earth, right? And then further down the line, you got the 1500s, 1600s, transatlantic slave trade. So hopefully that answers that question, all right? Any other questions? That's it? Okay. All right. If that's it. Nobody got anything else? Any grievances? Any gripes? Any issues? Any problems we got to deal with? Yeah.
Is there a video where we can go over like the history or timeline for it? Something like a reference to, where I get
Yeah, we did a few things. We can look for you.
Okay,
Yeah.
I just wanted to like deal with like,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been over that so much. We kind of, when it comes up, it's like, yeah, this is a no-brainer. But yeah. All right, if that's it. Or did somebody hit back right there?
Mario just commented. He said the tribes were in Abraham's loins when he met Melchizedek.
Okay. Khan. My brother Gamar, man. My brother Gamar. Right? The tribes were in his loins. That's what he paid tithes. That's what it applied to. That's what it said. Let's salute them. Say shalom, y'all. Shalom. We'll see y'all mañana.
You're chilling up in the kingdom, chilling with Yahweh Shai and all the brothers and the sisters, cooling out, having fun, drinking yayan with Yahweh Shai up in the kingdom, yeah. Who are we? It's real. That who are we? It's real. Can't be you. Israel. Who's the power? Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai's the power.